What is up, boys? It's your boys, Hot Mike and the Big Dog. We're gonna have to update the bounty posters now, actually, now that we got Hot Mike and the Big Dog.
Yeah.
That's not how you make a big dog noise. This is a big dog noise.
On the mic, that sounded really funny.
I know. I changed my pitch. Hear it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I upgraded my mic setup, so I can do that now.
Oh.
I've also got a series of sound effects, but they're not ready to be played with yet.
Okay.
Okay, Patrick, hit us with that intro. No, Big Dog, hit us with that intro.
Big Dog can't make it right now. All right, so this is One Piece chapter 1121. We have a color spread here.
Might as well be just chapter 69, am I right?
I don't know. So yeah, it's just Nami and all the other Straw Hats either cutting up fruit or eating ice cream. It's neat. I do want to point out there was a video of Oda drawing this color spread making the rounds, and it started off as a wholesome Straw Hats all just like having like a picnic or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then like halfway through he's just like, no, actually I'm horny instead and drew this.
No, actually I'm horny instead.
So shout out to Oda anyway.
It's art. I'd
art.
like to point out the duck Frankie is riding has a spike collar, which only adds to the horny.
Yeah, hardcore duck. Anyway.
Okay. Let's jump in.
All right. Chapter 1121, the upheaval of the era. All right.
Okay.
So remember, Saturn's on the ship, and they're trying to hold him off and get rid of him. Luffy's like, watch out for the claws. Fire cannons, stop them. They're poisoned, don't touch them. And the giants are trying to push him back. We're trying not to touch them, but the attacks are too fierce. And Luffy's winding up a punch. He just keeps coming, down to the very end. And you see Bonnie's trying to go back to her Joy Boy form, and Luffy's taking notice. And he also sees Saturn going for the hit, and he blocks it with one of his hockey fists. And yeah, we're just chilling, and Bonnie's jumping up into the air, and Saturn's like, Bonnie? And Luffy's like, that's it, Bonnie, you do it. All right, so we're back to the transmissions, and I don't know where this is, quite honestly.
Yeah,
giving...
no one's
No, actually.
off. Maybe Logtown? Maybe?
See, okay, I was even thinking a little bit of Alabasta, but that doesn't seem right. And I'm trying to read some of the text in the back of these guys' jackets, but it's a moot point. I'm just going to keep reading. One day, the memories of the Void Century will be recalled, and mark my words, that day is coming. The sinking of the world's continents was a man-made disaster brought about by weapons. We're seeing two different shots of Vivi and Shirahoshi.
Okay, well, if that doesn't confirm Vivi's link to Uranus. Come on.
No. Weapons which, by someone's design, still exist today. And now we're on Sky Island. We see Conus, and I think that's the little girl that was holding the jar of dirt. I'm blanking on her name right now. I think it's... No, that's someone else. Never mind.
That kid had super advanced hockey. She's gonna be relevant.
I could see it. I liked her. Anyway. Machinations of history and fate seem to insist upon the obliteration of those last descendants of rare races. We're seeing a Katakuma there, because he's a buccaneer, of course. Are you a buccaneer? What makes my blood different from other people's? And now we're over at Sphinx, and Marco's listening to this, and he's thinking of Whitebeard. Atop the Red Line, there used to be a land of gods up there. Lunarian, eh? I hear the government pays 100 million for tips on your kind, and this is King in wherever he is, and remembering Kaido saying all this, and then we see Pudding. Look, she's got 3 eyes. Now we're back on the the giant ship. It's basically a Viking ship.
Basically.
It's Nika. If there's one score I have to settle, it's with you, and this is Bonnie saying this. With that mimicry, a pale imitation. Luffy's just over in the side saying, get him! And they're both winding up their hits, and Luffy's going in for a hit there, I think. Or is that Bonnie? Hard to tell from this angle. I don't know if she's imitating his close too or not.
I think she is, but yeah, it's also hard to... I think Luffy's doing the kicks. I think Bonnie has failed to act.
Got it. Okay. So Luffy's hitting one of his claws, and he's laughing. Bonnie's over on the side. She's kind of angry and upset and crying, remembering what Saturn did to her and Kuma. Your only options are slavery and death. History itself chose them for you. You'll pay for what you did to my daddy and what you did to my mommy. I performed a chemical experiment on your mother. You people aren't gods, but gods do exist. Hi, Bonnie. It's me. I'm your mommy. And we're just seeing all this cut across several different panels.
Ooh.
You can see Kizaru and Sentomaru towards the top there, just reacting to all this. He'll show up and save you. And so do heroes. I wish we could have lived together as a family. There were times I wanted to die if I had to be alone. But I won't. I'm going to live. Because they wanted me to be alive. Oh. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for being born. I'm tearing up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. And they're going in for the attack, and Saturn's just like, insects, vermin. You just see Luffy and Bonnie winding up an attack. Liberation. If the worst should come to pass, I want you all to take care of yourselves. We're seeing Iceberg, Lulu, and Tilestone there. No matter what should happen, I believe in the intelligence of mankind. And there's Mads, there's Judge, and Caesar. And then, I always forget this wizard's name. The Sky Pia wizard, Sky Island wizard. That was with Nami. I believe in science. Grr died 25 years ago. Whitebeard died 2 years ago. So we're seeing... They're actually... Okay. Warboy and Sky Halud are taking down the Iron Giant, so it's messing with the transmission. But the fall of these legends was merely the prologue of a new era. Oh, we're in the prologue still.
Confirmed.
So, alright, back to Bonnie and Luffy. They're doing their attack. Liberation, Nika Punch. And, yeah, Bonnie's stretching. Luffy's doing a bunch of Gatling hits with his hockey fists. Baller. This looks dope.
Oh,
Great panel.
damn. Oh, that damage.
Yeah, I just turned the page. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Alright. And now, these people who refuse to buckle under any and all suppression. So yeah, he's hit. His limbs are like falling off. He's got a bunch of holes in him. The giants are going, yeah! Bonnie's crying. Luffy's like, yeah! He blew into pieces. Good job, Bonnie.
Okay, that's pretty metal that he's laughing at that.
I know, right? Oh man, you see Kuma there on the ground. I don't think he's smiling, but I could kind of see it if you want to interpret it that way.
No, I think you're right. I think I see a positive reaction on Kuma's face there, ever so slightly.
It's like super slight, yeah. But then Dory and Braga are like, look, isn't that your ship? It's the Sunny. You just cut to the ship. Usopp's like, falling, dying, help, falling, dying, help. And Chopper's holding on to Jinbei, who's holding on to the wheel. I don't know what Zoro's doing, but he's getting ready to fight. And let's see here. Those people who refuse to buckle under any and all suppression, who are closest to the truth, ironically enough. Then again, perhaps it was Roger who sent them there. My treasure? Why, it's right where I left it. It's yours if you can find it. I've left everything I own in one piece. No, he didn't say that, but shout out to the pirate rap. It's basically it's his OG words. If you can find it, I've left everything in the world there. And we're back to Sabaody and Shaki's like, you're gonna catch a cold, Ray. And he's fallen asleep on the bar where he was crying at not too long ago. They're not crying yet, but he was drunk.
Drinking heavily at?
Yeah. Woo, Vegapunk, I like the sound of what you're saying. Is Commodore's crew back yet, or what? I can't just wait around like this. And that's on Full of Lead. And then the red hair pirates, Captain, you might have had too much. No, I'm not. You're drunk. So we'll touch on that in a second. The person who winds up with it may not be the one Joy Boy desired. Wait, the person who winds up with it may not. Okay. So important to note, red hair pirates on their ship. You might have been right. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm scared. I don't like that we got them next to a panel of Blackbeard.
Mm-hmm. All right. We weren't wrong after all, Chairman Buggy. You always find a way to outdo our wildest imagination. Huh? We had no idea the story was this vast. Huh? There's no ceiling to your ambitions. So yeah, obviously we're on Empty Bluffs Island where Buggy pirates are at, and Mihawk and Crocodile just looking over. It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I love that Cross Guild is just such a third party at this point that it's just fun to check in on them and see these antics.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I feel like they're gonna be important.
they're
I don't
gonna
know.
do something, but for now, we're just popping in to see Buggy drag these guys through the mud. Well,
Through the mud and somehow end up on top.
Right.
In classic Buggy fashion. Now we're cutting to Marine HQ. It cannot happen. We must find it first. Then who's going to save the people? Think, idiots. There is no stopping the tide. The fate of the world now rests in the hands of the one who finds it.
Bum.
Bum, bum, cool.
Oh,
Person
damn.
who lays claim to the One Piece. And that's the end of the chapter, but real quick. All right, it's a full double page spread. You have Shanks, Luffy, Blackbeard, and Buggy on the top, the four emperors. On the bottom, you have Akainu, Dragon, Mysterious Swordman, Emu, Kobe, Kuzan, Saint Figurland, and Sabo. So there you go.
So
Shout out to that.
Are those the official 12 contenders? Because
see.
Obviously the four emperors are the contenders for the One Piece, but
Right.
we get all these faces on a page that's designed for they who claim the One Piece. And also, let's talk about Mystery Swordsman right away, because that looks like Shanks, but Shanks is already here.
He's already up there. Do we know anyone else with a sword like that?
Not that I can think of. Okay, let's try and dissect these bottom panels real quick, okay?
Okay.
Are they mirrors of each other? Like Akainu and Kuzan.
Oh.
Okay, you got Dragon and Emu are on the same side though. So no, I think there goes that theory out the window.
Yeah.
Maybe Kobe and Emu, and then no, I don't see how it would line up.
No.
Unless you get some wild matchups in there, I think that's a dead end. I
Yeah.
just realized Buggy's crying.
Classic Buggy. So yeah, I didn't get spoiled on this chapter per se, but I did see a lot of people talking about this mysterious swordsman and coming up with theories. I don't know what the common consensus is right now, but I didn't have context for it, so I didn't know what they were talking about.
Doesn't
Yeah.
Rayleigh have a sword like that?
You know what? Yeah, I believe he does.
There's no way Rayleigh's back in the running. He's sidelined, right? He was just a teacher.
I don't. And we also saw him earlier this chapter, passed out. Not that I think this is a shot of them all at whatever present moment they're at, but it might be.
But even so, I mean, let's say it is. He's Rayleigh. He could pull that out of his ass.
He could. He's like, wait, hold on, Shaq. I gotta do a badass pose.
I don't know. So I'm not saying that's Rayleigh, but he's the only guy with a sword I know that fits that description. As much as I love and trust Oda, it's too late. Stop introducing new characters. We already got 3 new mysterious figures on the Rocks crew. Why do we need more?
We need more.
Also, why is Figurland Garling there?
That's what I'm trying to piece together. I'm curious too, because Blackbeard's up here, and then we see Kuzan as well.
I get
as of
Kuzan
right now, they're the same
Akainu,
faction.
because that's a fun dynamic about.
Yeah.
They definitely question the world government, and the One Piece is now the answer to that. But what does it mean?
Right.
My goodness, it's literally nothing even special. It is 12 face shots, and this panel has consumed One Piece as a whole. Everybody is just all in. Okay, what else do we have to go over this chapter though? So what's up with Bonnie? Why is she all sad and depressy?
Probably the trauma from Saturn, if I had to guess.
Yeah, but she was ready to punch his face earlier, and now she's attained the Nika form.
That's true. Maybe it was a combination of Nika's actually here and she can use his powers, kind of, and now here's someone that she's always hated and she's able to use the powers of the god she's always looked up to. I don't know.
Uh,
I can see it.
but yeah, no, I think like even with that last chapter page, breakaway panel for me is this ever so slightly smiling Kuma. That broke my heart. He's so proud of his daughter. His daughter has become Nika, and Nika's real. His dream is alive. And he's just ever so slightly, with no humanity left, able to be happy. That hurts in an unnecessarily deep way.
Real quick, 2 pages before, where he's smiling like that. Yeah, I think he is smiling because he's shown in an earlier panel and it's his usual grimace. So yeah, there we go. Go us. No, I mean obviously the big panels of Luffy and Bayern doing their thing are the clear standouts, but for me, I'm of a similar note. I really like the panel where she's remembering Kuma and Ginny, thanking her for being born and stuff. And
which just hurts because that never even happened.
We never even saw that, and yeah, I don't think this would have happened in any timeline. Unfortunately, it just kind of puts a knife in your heart and twists it a little bit.
Yeah, but it's a butter knife, so it doesn't hurt that much, but it's still actively a knife in the heart.
Well, it's a knife in the heart, and then we get to see the man responsible for all that get fucking pummeled. So it's like the stab, then no, sorry, and then take the knife out, put a band-aid over it.
Take the knife out, and we put it in him instead.
Exactly, and get a band-aid. It's great. So.
But yeah, no, all this talk, I forgot even this happened already, about all the different races, the Buccaneers, Lunarians, the Three-Eyed Tribe.
I like
it's about time that becomes relevant.
Yeah, and I like that we're putting it at the forefront of things. Because it's something that Oda's been kind of placing quietly for a while, like with, we putting with the Three-Eyed Tribe, like that was back in Whole Cake, that was years ago at this point.
Marco being told that there was a country of gods before, and now, we know it's the Lunarians. Buccaneers just being a total and complete mystery about who or what or why.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I like that we're seemingly getting more focus on that soon, hopefully.
So is Egghead officially over? I feel like this is a pretty good panel to end it on, and from here we're just sailing to Elbaf.
Well, because what's Mars' status? He was flown off into the distance, right?
Mars has been shot away. Saturn is punched into the ocean. The other two guys are dealing with the Iron Giant, and Venus Juro has been blown up. So they've got their hands tied. Now is the time to make an escape.
Yeah, I think because if the Straw Hat, if the Sunny hasn't landed yet, I think we get that next chapter, and I think next chapter or the one after that will be the last chapter, officially. But yeah, it really does feel like we're wrapping things up.
I mean, we're definitely we're in the end game. It's just whether or not we have one more chapter. So okay, now let's have a little bit of fun. Let's break into some theory territory.
Ooh, all right.
You pointed it out. Shanks is on his ship, right next to the panel of Blackbeard. Does Shanks die? Like, we know, and granted, there's no fact for this, but like, you follow narratives and through lines and all that jazz, Shanks dies to Blackbeard. That's pretty much inevitable.
That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
If Shanks doesn't see Luffy, we don't have to give the Straw Hat back. That makes sense. But this is the entire thing we've been waiting this entire story for, is they're reuniting. Does he die right before that? Like, I mean, it's not exactly the same, but, kind of compare it to Jiraiya in One Piece. It was the mentor figure who was like, don't worry, we'll meet again someday, and God, my skin, and then they murdered me.
Yeah.
Like, does he die before, like, he's this ultimate, ungodly, powerful figure, but do we just never get to see that again?
Yeah, and I think the Jiraiya analog is a little different because the series wasn't founded upon Naruto returning, Jiraiya's Straw Hat or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but I do see your point. I think the mentor figure being taken out before the student can catch up with them is pretty common. So I could totally see that being the route we go here.
But you're right. I mean, it's not what the crux of the series. Like, short of finding the One Piece, this is
Hmm.
it. This is what everyone's been waiting 25 years for, and we're here. Like,
Hmm.
what makes me really scared is that we're here. This is the time we should meet him, and he's not there. We got to his
Hmm.
hideout. We made it. We just
Yeah.
got a feat of him blowing up Kid, who we know is not to be trifled with. I think this is where we see how dangerous Blackbeard is and really set up the endgame villain as the most unforgivable. Like,
Yeah,
Imu
and I
drowned the
think.
world, but this guy killed Ace and Shanks.
Hmm. And I think that's kind of what I'm looking forward to the most because earlier this arc even we had Kid versus Shanks, but also Law versus Blackbeard, and Law
Hmm.
was able to at least land a blow on Blackbeard, whereas Kid just got annihilated by Shanks. So I think having pinning two people like that seem to be at the top of their game, like Shanks, like it's clear Oda loves Shanks, and
Yeah.
overpowered the fuck out of him if you ask me. But also he's kind of been built up to be that way. So having someone like him being able to show us the true nature of what Blackbeard can truly do, I think is one of the most fascinating
Yeah.
aspects of this to me.
So I'm not trying to brag here. I've been working on my own novel for quite a few years now, and I've got my favorite character in it. And I'm not going to say too much. Nothing,
Hmm.
nothing in particular here. My favorite character is going to die. I wrote them in such a way, like they do all this great stuff, and I love them, and I love writing them. But their entire purpose is to rip the heart out of the younger generation.
Hmm.
It is just to be a gut blow for someone else. And I don't think I could face a like when Ace died, absolutely sad, Luffy in his arms and the scream crying and all that, tragic. I
Hmm.
don't think I could handle Shanks dying. I think I would have that Luffy reaction where I'm just dead emotionally, mentally, physically just done.
Yeah, no, and I think because like growing up, yeah, I'd probably be the same way. Like I had only the first few volumes, and like Shanks all over that first volume, and I've read the shit out of that as a kid. So
Hmm.
like, I don't know. I've always wanted to see more of him. And if he does, yeah, if he does bite it, that would kind of destroy me, I think.
But that then tees up Blackbeard as the ultimate. We need to hit this guy so very hard.
Hmm.
Ooh, actually, I didn't even think about this part of it. So let's whether or not Shanks dies, we get a Luffy Blackbeard fight, right?
I imagine
Blackbeard
so.
nullifies his devil fruit. He can't be Nika against him. He can't be. So does he have to like be Nika without being Nika? Like
Hmm.
he has to find a way to laugh and inspire and beat the drums, but he can't do it as Nika.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh, that's gonna be like before it was just he has to fight him without a devil fruit, but now his devil fruit is his god form. Oh, interesting, interesting. Okay, the other panel of note, on a similar vein to the Blackbeard Shanks comparison, we also have what Vivi next to Shirahoshi when we're talking about the
Hmm.
ancient weapons. I feel like that's pretty on the nose. I feel like it's been speculated for some time that Vivi's an ancient weapon, or at least
Hmm.
tied to one.
It's connected, yeah.
So yeah, that's all the confirmation I need.
Hmm. I get that too.
And then
Just
I'm
curious.
not trying to read too much. What? There's actually a lot less to talk about
Oh.
there than I thought. I don't know. You're an ancient weapon, maybe.
I'm just now seeing the big old snake boys up there with Conus and the girl.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So shout out to the snake guy whose name I'm forgetting at the moment.
Yep, not even a little bit. Do I remember that one? So yeah, are we reading too much into it that she's back in a panel? Because I mean, she had like the most advanced observation hockey we had seen for quite some time in the story. Like it was right
I
up there
don't.
with an else.
Yeah. No, that was the only one comparable to hers, I think. I don't know. I could.
Because I can't imagine what role she would have to play, not even being like. I mean, she's a named character for sure, but, she's not at the forefront of anyone's mind. But I
Yeah.
thought for the longest time she'd come back somehow. And here she is. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot you even existed. So, we'll see about that.
No,
But we
and
just
as much as I'd like to see them show up again, I don't know what they would do.
No,
Is my
exactly. Like, what do you even do? Or were you just a really skilled observation hockey user before the power was named for no reason whatsoever? Like, I don't know. It feels like too much to be nothing, but too little to be something.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I don't know. Little girl for Nakama.
I keep saying little girl. What's her name?
Little girl.
It's her name now.
Yep.
It's like
So also, I love that we keep flashing back to Water 7. I mean, obviously, very much a city tied to the Void Century, being underwater, constantly sinking. Great metaphor for the crew. When they got there, it was sinking. By the time they leave, it's floating. But obviously, it's got some deep history with the world government, and I cannot wait to see what it is. It's right up there with Alabasta for me, in terms of I need to know what the connection is, and I'm just living to get this plot point.
Yeah, for sure. Her name is Isa. I looked it up.
No, I think it's Little Girl.
Oh, okay. But I also saw an interesting theory. You know who else has a sword like that in the last panel? Not to go back to it for too long, but Cabbage. Cabbage has a sword like that.
Okay, but that's not Cabbage's face. There's
I
no
can kind
way.
of see it.
No, he's Luffy's direct subordinate.
No, like I don't
I
think it's
guess
actually him.
Sabo and Kobe are also subordinates. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, Sabo is Dragon's subordinate, and Kobe is technically a Kainu's subordinate. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
There's some lines here that we could be crossing.
I
don't
can't
know.
imagine we black out Cabbage, though.
No, he's a big deal. He's a lurking legend that I was talking about. Nah. But, like, what if, though, you know?
Oh my god. What if it's Shanks's twin brother, Baldy Shanks?
Oh.
It's red hair D Shanks and Baldy Shanks.
Baldy Shanks. Baldy Flanks.
It's the one family where you have the same first name but different last names.
No, yeah, you say that, but if you compare the two sides, Figureland's on the bottom on the left. All right, I'm just saying.
You know
Family.
what? Confirmed. Never mind this. Actually, wait a minute. This doesn't not match up. The only one that'd be a real stretch, assuming that... No, because Emu could fight Kobe. That makes sense. Sabo, Akaino, that's a good matchup. Dragging Kuzan is a bit of a stretch, but I think there's enough there to work with. And then, the guys down bottom, obviously both sword masters. Maybe those are the matchups we're looking at. Maybe.
Maybe.
I have no fucking idea.
No, I don't either.
Oh my god. Why did I have to start reading One Piece? Now I'm like in the heart of Endgame. And it's too much. I wish I didn't read this for like another 5 years. So it would just all be out and I could just have it all at once. I am so sick of this week-to-week BS.
What, miss out on this weekly ride? Welcome, buddy.
It's fun. I love the ride. I'm here. I'm chasing theories.
It's
but
great.
What the hell? Like,
No, for sure. Because, like, chapter for chapter, I think Egghead's been the best arc to read weekly. Second only to maybe Reverie, but I don't think it's a contest there.
Reverie was a lot of fun. Reverie was so much fun.
So much fun reading weekly. But this has been just banger after banger after banger, to quote Seamus. So shout out to that. Shout out to this Shout out to One Piece, you know what I mean?
Shout out to One Piece. You know what we mean.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else to say?
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna quick scrub. I don't think I do. I think we covered the big beats here. Good chapter though.
All right, covered the big beats. Hit us with the outro, big dog.
All right.
Hey everybody, it's John from Obscure Reference. Austin wants us to start including these end cards at the end of our videos, and that in these end cards I'm supposed to tell you to click here to subscribe, and click over here for another one of our delightful videos. Some things he didn't tell me to do include this, and this.